Hello everyone, how's everybody doing today? Life coach, intuitive psychic, Tammy here. And welcome. I wanted to come in today and chat with you guys about thoughts and dysfunctional actions and how to let go of thoughts and move forward. Now, several notes that I have here, and I just want to, the reason why I want to talk about this today is because I think a lot of us, we go through our thoughts and they're just like a muscle memory, like they just happen. And it just continues to run run through our mind. Oh, Monday morning, and it runs through our mind all the time. And the reason why I'm a life coach and the reason why I guide others in transformation and transition is because as an intuitive psychic, I'm able to receive those messages that we don't often hear because we're not listening into our inner selves. We're not listening to what we're being guided to do, our soul's purpose. And the reason why we're not listening is because sometimes our thoughts are overcrowding everything that we're trying to do. I mean, it's overcrowding everything that we need to hear to be able to move us past something. Because I think as you all know, anytime you're in a breakup or anytime that you're in anything that you're going through in life that seems like a bit of a struggle or a bit of a dysfunction, you will notice that at the end of it, after you come out of that tunnel, after you see the light, you go back and you think about, wow, there were so many signs. There were so many things that I just didn't listen to. I mean, how many times, raise your hand or hit that like button because I know you're out there, about how many times have all of you been in situations where you ended a relationship or you were fired from a job, and then as soon as something new popped up, as soon as you began to find your true self, as soon as you began to pick yourself up and keep walking, you realize that there were signs that thing was not for you. That job was not for you. That person was not for you. Purchasing that home was not for you. Moving to that other state was not for you. Or moving to another state was for you. You know what I mean? So it's like all these things that we're unable to listen to because our thoughts is causing this dysfunction in our intuitive gut, in our intuitive heart, in our intuitive purpose that we're supposed to be. And I think overall, the easiest way to get through that is to surrender. You got to surrender everything you believe in, and you got to surrender to each moment that you're in and be present in that moment to understand what you're going through. Now, I know a lot of us are being, a lot of our belief systems are taught by our parents, our teachers, siblings, friends, society, social media. We are taught this way of how to be better, how to give us those limiting beliefs that we have, the limiting beliefs that we're not able to do something, the limited beliefs that we're not worthy enough, the limiting beliefs that we're not lovable enough, or those beliefs that it's always going to be this way because that's how it's always going to be. Now, when that happens, those are your thoughts causing this dysfunction. These are your thoughts that are causing this dysfunction to come into play and say, sorry, don't believe in that. But the thing about it is that once you let go of that thought, once you just allow it to be in you and allow it to just be there, be present, be aware of it, and let it flow through you, you will then begin to see how you can move forward in the things that you want to move forward in. Because you have to understand, when your thoughts are like going crazy, 90 to nothing, and it seems like you cannot stop them. It seems like you keep trying to be like, I don't want to think that way, but then you start thinking that way. It's because that's what you're asking for. When you say, I don't want to think that way, the universe, your mind will just be like, okay, I'm going to continue this thinking. Because you got to understand, your mind is basically it's fight or flight. Your mind wants to protect you. Your brain wants to protect you. You have all these atoms and neurons and systems in your brain that wants to protect you at all cost. But sometimes being in the moment, the ability to protect ourselves prevents us from other things, prevents us from moving forward. And so you have to understand, all those thoughts that you're creating, they stay in your subconscious. It's almost like you hold them in your subconscious, so that way when something else happens that is a dysfunction, your subconscious says, hey, hey you, hey you, remember, remember, like Bernie Sanders, hey you, I remember that when I did, your subconscious will come out. And so you have to instruct your subconscious on what to do next. You have to be able to be aware of the thought that's coming forward and say, okay, I'm aware of this thought that's coming in. I understand you. I understand you're here, but why are you here? Why are you showing up? What is this lesson? What's going through? How do I begin to do this? And all that other stuff. Because really, truly, the bottom line of it is that when we have dysfunctional thoughts, the truly only way to let go of them is to be aware of them. Because once you're aware, it's like it causes this attachment. It causes this attachment to you to say, okay, I'm aware of this thought. So boom, you take hold of it. And once you have a hold of it, you have the choice to do whatever you want with it. So you have the choice to whether you keep it and have it cause more dysfunction, or you have a choice to take it and be like, and drop it and let it go. And again, these thoughts are always going to pop up. And the reason why they're always going to pop up, because again, your brain constantly wants to protect you. So your truth, your knowing, your whole self needs to be able to make a choice to say, what am I going to do here? What am I going to do to be able to move forward? And then ask yourself, which direction do you want to move forward? You got to do that what, when, where, why, right? You got to be like, why do you want to move forward? And I don't mean just like, because I want to lose weight, right? It's got to be like, because I'm tired of this, because I'm so tired of struggling, because I'm so tired of not feeling love constantly, because I'm so tired of allowing the day to run me, right? That's got to be your why. That's got to be that purpose, that drive, right? And the what is like, what situation causes these thoughts? What triggers you? What situation are you in? Are you around people that do not enhance you? Are you around people that bring you down? Are you putting yourself in situations where when you go into a workout that it doesn't serve you because it's like not what you truly want to do? I mean, come on. I mean, when you decide to make that choice that you truly want to lose weight and you've got your why down, the what is going to have to be like, well, what do I do? What do I do to do it? You don't have to do what other people's regimens are. You don't have to do that one diet. You got to figure out what's good for your body. Your body. You've got to figure out what body movement is good for your body, your emotions, your physical state. You've got to understand that. And that is the what, right? The what is like, write out what kind of relationship you want. What kind of person are you looking for? And then write out, who do I want to be in this relationship? What do I want to project into someone? You know what I'm saying? Because that's when, that what is whenever you can feel that thought just dissipate. And then there's no longer dysfunction, but you followed through and you're moving forward. The when is like, when am I going to have this happen? When is it going to start? When am I going to meditate every day? When am I going to have body movement? And try so many different things until you can figure out which one works best for you. I mean, I used to be like, in the mornings, I've got to work out, right? That's my routine. I've got to have some body movement. I've got to have some flow, whether it's be stretching, yoga, running, weightlifting, whatever it is, I need to have it in the morning, right? And then my schedule got chaotic with the pandemic. I mean, it got chaotic. So then I had to understand, okay, I will try and do it, in the afternoons or in the evenings. Well, you know what? It didn't serve me. I tried because my time was so chaotic. I truly tried, but you know what? It didn't serve me. So I had to find the time. I had to take that thought of like, oh my God, I'm so unworthy because I cannot do this time. I am so mad at myself because I'm not working out in the evenings or afternoons. No, you've got to let that go and just go back to it and find the time. So that's the when. When is it going to start for you? When are you going to decide? When are you going to start taking that thought that comes in and be aware of it and saying, am I going to put you in this box of like, not today? Or am I going to put you in this box of like, yes, keep doing the cycle because I love it and I love it? No, you don't want to do that, right? So there you go. There's the why, there's the when, there's the what and the when. The where is just, a lot of people think the where is going to be like, where's it going to happen here? Where's it going to happen there? For me, I think the where is like being aware. The where for me is like, where can I feel the most highest good of all? Where can I feel the areas that I need to feel? And sometimes it's a walk in nature. Sometimes it's getting barefoot in my backyard. Sometimes it's just sitting in the sunlight and allowing the sun to hit on me. Sometimes it's picking up dirt in my hands. It doesn't matter where it is, as long as the where becomes awareness. The where, you have to be like balanced and centered and rooted into yourself. You need to be able to like take yourself whole inside. So that way those thoughts of dysfunction, when they come in, you can say, whoa, pussycat, not today. Because you got to understand, even as the empaths that we are, and even as the people that we are that have just been loaded tons and mounds of crap in our whole lives, whether you were like me and were like, abused as a child, abandoned as a child, childhood trauma, trauma in young adulthood, trauma in adulthood, because the cycle we've all allowed to come through to us, all that is that we're choosing. And I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, how can, I remember listening to this book, I think it was by Eckhart Tolle, but don't get me on 100% there. But there was something I was reading or I was listening to where the speaker was speaking about how you bring on, being robbed, or you bring on, being hurt, right? And I thought, how the hell can we bring that on? Because another person does it to us, right? So how can we bring on that other person doing harm to us? Well, the thing about it is that we have that gut, that intuition that says something's not right, right? And then we make choices from there. It could be like one of those fears of like helpful fear, when it's like, it says, hey, don't go that dark alley. But then you ignore it and you're like, oh, this is the shortest way home, so I'm going to do it. And then you get robbed, right? Like, that's what I'm talking about. And so you have to know that, like, you have to become aware of your reactions, and the negativity that comes with that. Because all reactions do is just bring on the cycle. But when you respond to something, when you respond to what's going on in your life, and you respond to your thoughts, and you respond to your what, when, where, and why, then you have that awareness. You're taking that in the sense of like, okay, I'm going to respond to it this way. Because just think about that for a second. I'm going to pause for 3 seconds, and I want you to think about something that you can respond to versus react to. Do you see what I'm saying? So reaction is almost like a trigger. A reaction is like, I'm going to get you. Or a reaction is like, oh, I'm so sorry, don't worry. Or a reaction is like, But responding, you make that choice to respond with love and light. To respond with your true self. Not society person, not the person your parents taught, not the person your teachers raised, not the person that your friends want you to be. Your true self. You can respond in a healthier way. Like, I remember being yelled at and yelled at and yelled at as a kid. The verbal abuse was just so, it was so insurmountable. It was so much. It was just like constantly the verbal abuse. And don't get me wrong, I was both verbal, physical, and emotional abuse. So it's one of those things where it's like, responding with that yelling at me, I was able to just be like, okay, how do I want to react to this? Because inside I'm like, oh my God, I'm scared. I have fear. I'm like, what is going on? But the moment I allowed that thought to just dissipate in the dysfunction that I was in, I was able to respond. And I wasn't responding to the person, but I was responding to my inner self. I was responding to my thoughts. I was responding to how to love my inner, because the person who's yelling at me just wants me to feel little. They just wanted me to feel little. And there's nothing I could do to stop them, because if I would have stopped them from yelling at me or walking away, then I would have gotten beaten badly as a child. So I had to respond to myself. I had to respond in the sense of like loving myself, knowing that these words this person is throwing at me are false. They're absolutely false, because you have to respond intentionally in this situation, right? You have to respond there. And that awareness of your limiting beliefs that other people have given you will allow you, that awareness of it will allow you to begin to be able to move forward with your thoughts, to recognize it, ask if it serves you or not serves you, and then throw it to the wayside. Because again, like I said earlier, they're always going to be there. You have a subconscious. There's nothing you can do about it. It's your brain. It's the way the human body works, right? But with the subconscious bringing it to the conscience right there has the ability to make that choice. That's when that choice comes in. That's when you can decide whether you want your thoughts to be dysfunctional or you want to grab a hold of them, right? And say, not today. Not today, bro. Right? And sometimes it has, and don't get me wrong, like sometimes you need it. Sometimes we need a little bit of dysfunction to be able to see our truth, right? Because the truth, the saying goes, truth will set you free, but the truth will set you free on so many different levels, right? Not from you speaking your truth, but you acting in your truth, you responding in your truth, you awareness in your truth. I mean, that's what it is. Because whatever circumstance that are appearing in your life currently, right now, are being generated by your belief system in your subconscious mind. True and simple. That's just truth. I'm dropping the mic. Boop, drop it with me. Boop, drop the mic. Whatever your circumstances that are appearing in your life currently are being generated in your subconscious mind. That's just truth right there. All of our beliefs have come from other families and teachers in society. We talked about that. So whenever we talk about our thoughts and dysfunctional actions and how to let go and move forward, it's awareness. Bottom line. It's awareness. It's a choice. Because like I've always said, how you think is how you feel. How you feel is going to be how you act. And that's plain and simple. So if you're over here thinking you're worthless, you're going to feel worthless. And so any action after that is going to make that feeling intensify. It's going to intensify because you're going to let fear stop you from doing the things that you do. You're going to let fear allow you to not get out of that broken relationship. You're going to allow fear to stop you from contacting that person to grow more in a job or in a career or even in your own self. So take all of this in and take it in the sense that your subconscious mind, and it's not your fault at all. Like I said, your brain works this way. Your subconscious mind holds in all of those triggers, holds in all those negative things, holds in all those limiting beliefs. And so when something comes up, it wants to creep in. It wants to creep in and boom, it's in your conscience. And so then your conscience comes to it and you got to say, okay, how am I going to think right here? Do I want to take it in? And again, it's so hard because we have millions, thousands of thoughts that come in a day. But you know that one thought that keeps you from doing and keeps you from moving forward. So take it in, be aware of it, make a choice. Because how you think is how you feel, and how you feel is how you act. Peace be with you guys. And until next time, keep loving, keep growing, and keep embracing life boldly.